9 down payment sources for first-time home buyers. Thanks for joining us today on this video. As you can tell, I've got my partner in training, aka my realtor in training. We're doing this video together, so really enjoying this. Anyway, gonna get started here. Down payment sources for first-time home buyers, and if you need that down payment or help with closing costs, right? Because some of these loan types you can do at zero down payment, but there's still always the catch with the closing costs as a buyer. So anyway, first source that you could look at is your savings account. If you've been working a job and diligently putting away, 5, 10, 15, 20% of your paycheck every month into a savings account and paying yourself first, you could use your savings account for the funds that you're going to need to be a confident home buyer. Second, gifts from family and friends. There's nothing wrong with asking family and friends for a little bit of help. Obviously, the lender is going to say, ask you, does any of this money is it a loan? And no, you're going to ask for a gift. And whatever arrangements you make with your friends or family, that's between you guys. But that is a source or sources that could help you out. Here's one that most realtors don't know about, or most lenders don't. Most professionals don't know about this one. Dividends paying whole life insurance. So if you're lucky enough to have someone coach you on dividends paying whole life insurance policies, you know that you can take a loan out against your policy for I think it's like 80 or 90% of the cash value was worth at that given point in time, and you can use it for what you want, and you make a schedule to pay yourself back. There's nobody telling you have to make monthly payments. You got to pay the interest once a year, but you kind of set your own terms and your own schedule there to repay the funds that you withdraw from that whole life insurance company using your whole life insurance policy as collateral. Next, qualified retirement accounts. This would be like your 401k or IRA. If you've been in the workforce a while and you've accumulated some funds in your retirement accounts, you can talk to your financial planning specialist and see what it would take to withdraw some money against those plans. There are federal rules in these plans that say if you're using it for down payment of your home, you can withdraw the money and there won't be any penalty. You can repay it. Obviously, there's going to be some interest attached to it, but it's not like these plans are not designed for you to go buy a vehicle with or go on vacation on, right? But if it's specifically for buying a house, then the rules are a little bit different and they work towards your advantage. Next would be state and local assistance programs. In Wyoming, this would basically fall under USDA rural development and or Wyoming community development, which is our state first-time homebuyer program. That's what that would be for. Crowdfunding, like this one's kind of new in the 21st century. You can create a GoFundMe on the internet and ask for people to donate to your cause. Like, hey, just put it out there and be honest with people. Hey, I'm struggling. I'd like to buy a house. The market is what it is. I need to get in. I need to put a roof over my family's head, or I want to get started in the real estate deal, but I am struggling to keep up with prices and the requirements that it's going to take to get in. Go start a crowdfunding account and see what happens. Like, you didn't have the money today, so what are you out tomorrow if you don't try, right? So sale of assets. So you may have current assets that you own, whether they are good assets or not, you could go buy or sell these assets. You know, if you have multiple vehicles or tools that you don't use, or furniture, you know, it doesn't have to be titled assets. It could be clothing, furniture, whatever. I've seen people go as far as get into doing storage wars, and they'll buy the storage unit and then resell the contents, and of course use the oh sorry, the partner's leaving me mid-stroke. uh, anyway, buy the storage units, sell the contents within, and save up the money, and just keep cycling that over and over until they have enough money for the down payment and their closing costs. Like, is it work? Absolutely. Is it a side gig? Absolutely. Maybe you turn it into a full gig. Who knows? You get good at it. But with the internet the way it is, and access to internet and smartphones and computers, like, you could turn some storage war stuff into some profit real quick. Next, number 8, inheritance. Maybe you get lucky and you get into a windfall. Let me back up. You're not always lucky if it's an inheritance because somebody passed away, right? So apologize about saying that the way I did. So you're unlucky in the fashion that you may have lost a loved one, but you get this windfall of money that you weren't expecting. That would be the inheritance. All of which, you know, if the inheritance is not tied up in an estate and there's rules with how that money gets distributed, you can use that as your down payment assistance. And number 9, beginning of the year, every year it's tax refund season. So if you know you're getting a tax refund, or maybe you know it's going to take 2 or 3 tax refunds to get from where you are today to where your goal is buying a house. So maybe you just plan for the next 2 or 3 years of saving money, capitalizing on those tax refunds when they come back to you, and utilizing that as kind of a forced savings account, right? And we've seen buyers use them very effectively. So, you know, usually the market in between, a good example of this, you'll see first-time home buyers or young folks coming into the market. They're about in between March and June. That's a good lot of those folks. That's what's happening. Is they're using their tax refund for the down payment or closing costs. So anyway, first-time home buyers should recognize the significance of exploring all these options and potential sources. Maybe you use multiple sources to get from A to Z. You know, you don't have to just use one or the other. It could be a combination of any of the above. And use these sources for down payment and or closing costs to ensure that they can enter the real estate market with confidence. I'm Jason Walker. If you got any comments or any questions down below, maybe I missed something here that you've used or thinking about using, leave a comment down below. I'd like to hear about it. Anyway, thanks for being a subscriber. Catch you on the next video. Talk to you later.